Today I want to be making a video on how to actually love a person properly without actually losing yourself in love. And I prepared a script for this and I did my usual, but I think I'm going to be talking mainly from the heart and mainly from my experiences and from myself than using the script so much. I will be using the script a bit just because it helps me keep track with my ADHD, but on the most part, I want to tell you the raw, honest truth about what the problem is with people who get into relationships and overlove and lose themselves versus the ones who know how to have clear boundaries, protecting themselves and knowing how to say no, when to say no, and how to put themselves first when they need to. The problem that I've noticed, especially with a lot of men, is a lot of men get into relationships and when they're absolutely obsessed with the woman they're with, they seem to think, okay, this woman is everything. I cannot lose her. I will never find someone like her again. She is amazing. She's literally everything I ever wanted. And what happens is very oftentimes, and this happens with women too, but very oftentimes you will then start putting this woman on a pedestal and treating her like she is God, which she's not. She's a human being. She is a living human being with her faults, with her mistakes, just like you. But the problem is when you're so in love, kind of get into this point where you're like, yes, they have mistakes, but I don't really see them as mistakes. And yes, they have faults, but I don't really see the faults. And you know, to some people this might be a problem, but to me it's perfect. Like, I don't care. So the problem is that you start shrinking yourself by tolerating and accepting everything that this person is doing. The biggest issue here is that the person you're loving, the person you're over loving, picks up on that. Even if you're not telling them directly, like, hey, by the way, I'm obsessed with you and I never want to lose you, they can feel that energy. And the problem is oftentimes, whether it's conscious or subconscious, they might start using that against you, which means they might not respond to you as soon as you would like. They know that you're just going to be there when they do. They might not spend as much time with you as you'd like because they know that you'll be there for them whenever they feel like it. And they might sometimes treat you badly subconsciously because they somehow have this idea, which is very correctly so, that you're never going to leave them because you haven't left them and you've made it clear to them that they're everything to you. Here's the next problem. When you start obsessing over someone, you start shrinking your social circle, which means you stop hanging out with friends, you stop hanging out with your family, you stop being with other people. And the problem with this is that if you stop having connections with other people, this person becomes your end all be all, which means they're your only connection left and they become even more important for your life. If you have someone in your life who is the only person who gives you emotional happiness, emotional regulation, support, all of these things, you're more likely to put that person in a superiority level above you and neglect your own needs, even if they're treating you badly, because in your mind, you're thinking, if I lose this person, I lose everything. And that is just simply not healthy and it's also simply not the truth. So when you get into a relationship, no matter how much you love the person, take time for yourself. Take time for your friends who were there before the relationship. Take time for your family because these people know you and love you for you. You didn't have to prove yourself a bunch of times for your friends to like you. You didn't have to see them every day for them to call you once in a while to check up on you. And you know that they're there. So don't start neglecting them just because you get into a relationship. Another huge problem I see, especially with men, but again, this can relate to women too, is that men stop chasing their goals. And you need to stop chasing your goals. If you as a man have goals, don't let a woman come into your life and then suddenly stop chasing them and think, well, she should be my only goal now. No, the hell she shouldn't. She doesn't even want that. A woman doesn't want you to have her as your only goal. That makes her insecure. That makes her feel like this guy can leave and walk away whenever. It makes her feel like if you have nothing else to chase, when she walks away, you will be alone. You will have nothing going on for yourself. So having nothing as a man, having no goals as a man is only going to chase away a woman. And it's the same for a woman. If you're a woman and you're not working towards anything, you don't have any goals for your life, you're not becoming someone, the man that you're chasing, the man that you're putting on a pedestal is gonna think this woman is lazy. This woman is not trying to be someone for herself. This woman is not trying to pursue a life or to pursue a career. And he's also gonna be turned off by that. People love hardworking people. And you know this. You probably love hardworking people as well. So be a hardworking person. Be an ambitious person. Don't only chase that one person in your life. Chase everything, okay? Make that person a priority, but don't make them the only priority. I know I've talked about this in many of my videos, but I'm gonna quickly touch up on it just so you guys have a repetition of it. Women don't want to be the center of your life. Women want you to be the center of your life. Women want you to keep your purpose first. Women want you to be able to say no to her without the fear of losing her. And women want you to have your friends, to have your hobbies, to have your life outside of her. And the reason is because this makes the woman feel like you're a guy who has assets, who is secure in himself, who who has a purpose for his life, who is with her because he likes her and not because he needs her. Because a woman doesn't want to feel needed. A woman doesn't want to feel like she's the center of your life and you're gonna die without her. That is incredibly difficult for a woman to deal with emotionally. She can't handle it. So don't make the woman the center of your world. Use her for your emotional support when you need her. Come to her with your problems to talk with her. If she's a good woman, she'll listen. But she doesn't want to be the center of everything. She wants you to be the center of everything. So keep your goals, keep your passions, and work on those things. So we talked about what not to do. Now let's talk about what to do. Okay, how are you gonna love the person in your life? Well, first of all, you're gonna set standards, okay? You are not gonna neglect everyone and everything in your life just because there's a new person in your life who you love, okay? You are going to make sure you don't silence yourself. You don't silence those people in your life. You're gonna keep showing up for yourself. You're gonna keep exercising, for example. You're gonna keep working hard, for example. You're gonna keep working on your side hustle, for example. You're not gonna let yourself go just because you're with this person and you think as long as they're happy, everything's fine. No, honey, because anything could happen. They could die. This is like the worst possible scenario, but they could die next week. You don't know. You need to make sure that you have things you're working on, that you have things you're working towards, and you have to stop putting everyone and everything else above you. A good way to also keep track of this, to make sure that you're keeping track on your life, is to make quickly check-ins with yourself. Ask yourself, what did I do this week for myself? Did I take care of myself this week? Have I achieved any of my goals lately? Am I proud of this version of myself? Or do I need to keep working on myself? Stop only focusing everything on her and on the relationship, or on him on the relationship. Focus on everything in your life going on. And remember something else. You don't have to choose between love and self. You don't have to choose between, do I love this person or do I love myself? You can do both. You can treat the person like they are a priority to your life and like you want them more than anyone else. But you can also treat yourself like you're a priority and like you will not let yourself be mistreated. You will not let yourself be neglected, and you will not let yourself live a life where you are miserable, where you are unhappy, and where you hate yourself every single day. Stop doing it. And if loving that woman or that man costs you your identity, it is not love. It's emotional survival. It is them controlling you, and it is them taking control over your life. It is not healthy, and you are not in a healthy relationship that will actually last. You're never going to be meant to be in a relationship where you get lost in someone else. You're going to be in a relationship to build it so that it adds to your life and so it makes your life better, not replaces your life or makes your life worse. That would be the worst. If this video resonated with you, you are not alone. Like I said, I have created a private vault for men who are done losing themselves in love. In that page, I basically drop weekly voice notes, I drop emotional guides, I drop weekly viral videos and mindset shifts to help you stay grounded in your relationships. You can join it through my Ko-fi, which is in my bio, or on my Instagram bio. Check it out. Also know that you're not alone. Remember that this is your time to reclaim yourself, to build yourself, and to learn how to love properly out of power and not out of a place of fear. And one last reminder, the more you work on yourself, the more confident you become in who you are, the more you will start loving your life, and the less dependent you will even want to feel on someone else. Because the more you like yourself, like truly like yourself, the less you will like anyone who isn't serving you. I hope that you remember that today, and have a great day.